Okay, so I want us to look back at our electrical circuit. So I'm going to follow one from the other. So you can see I've got all three of my bulbs lit in series. If I start to move them about, they get a little bit temperamental, we get a loose connection. So if I'm going to follow it from my source of energy, so the voltage is supplied by this power pack here. I've got a wire coming out, one wire, it's not all staying on the camera. Okay, the wire then goes through the first bulb. There's another wire here connecting to the second bulb. Then we go through the bulb, a third wire, a third bulb, and then the last wire going back. And can you see it looks like a bit of a jumble, the wires going over each other, so it can be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to try and draw the circuit here. So I've got my power source, let's say it's a cell. I've got my first wire, this red wire, coming off here. It is then going through a bulb. I've got my next wire here, through a bulb, another wire, through the third bulb, okay, and then the last wire coming back, and we draw it as a nice neat line. Okay, you can see if I move the bulb up here, it's exactly the same. Yeah, it doesn't matter where I move it in the circuit, I haven't actually changed the circuit diagram, so even though it might look a bit different in real life, it's the same as the circuit diagram. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to have a think about what's actually happening in the circuit. So it's a little bit messy, my diagrams, try and do it a bit neater. Obviously I would draw it with the ruler. So I've got my power source, so the voltage, the potential difference, the push comes from the power source or the battery. I've then got a wire going round, so this provides the energy to the charges. Okay, the charges start to flow as soon as there is a potential difference, but what they don't do is go around like a little train going one, choo 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 choo, through the next bulb, through the next bulb, through the next bulb. All the charges, if we remember from our rope loop model, start to move at the same time, so it's like the whole thing starts to move. So they don't start here and work their way around, they all move at exactly the same time. And maybe if we think about that, that'll help us to understand what is going on here. So if I put my bulbs back on, can you see they're not very bright? What happens when I take one bulb out of the circuit? So I'm going to remove this bulb, don't need that wire anymore, so I'm going to move it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to take that bulb out. I've now only got two bulbs in my circuit. Okay, what do we notice about those bulbs? Okay, I'm going to take the last bulb out. Again, I don't need this wire anymore. What do we notice about that bulb? Let me put this bulb back in. Okay, and then I'm going to put the last bulb, my third bulb, back into my circuit. Okay, what do we notice?